I started this gangster shit, and this the mother thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangster shit, and this the mother thanks I get.
Hey, if you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button. We need you here. Thanks. Well, good morning, everyone. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name's Ethan Van Sciver, 26-year veteran of the comic book industry, world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan. A former financial analyst at Disney has alleged in SEC whistleblower filings that the media giant routinely overstates its revenue, according to a report in a business website, MarketWatch. Okay, Data Racer 117, great Twitter analyst, great investigator. I think you should follow him if you aren't already for up-to-the-date news on this. Is reporting that if this is true, if any of this is true, this is going to be a scandal. The size and scale of Enron. Now, Sandra Cuba, who worked for 18 years in Disney's revenue operations unit before being fired in 2017, interesting, said in the filings reviewed by MarketWatch, okay, that the company revenue was over-reported by as much as $6 billion in a single year. And in that year, there was a total reported revenue of $10.6 billion. So that would be a substantial over-reporting. Cuba's filing, according to MarketWatch, alleges that flaws in the accounting software made the manipulation difficult to trace, though the consequences could be significant. The Parks and Resorts business segment reported total revenue of $10.6 billion in 2009. Cuba told MarketWatch she first reported, so she's actually gone and reported this several times, and she's been rebuffed each time. She first reported the alleged revenue recognition issues to management in 2013, and she said that no one responded to her. Yeah, nobody responded to her at all in 2013, and she said that she escalated her concerns to a more senior executive in 2016, and that Disney's corporate, they didn't get back to her. They responded to her, but they didn't get back to her at that time. So the exaggerated figures, according to Sandra Cuba, were arrived at through several means, including recording made-up revenue for free rounds of golf or guest promotions, or recording the full face value of $500 gift cards, even if guests paid a significantly discounted rate. Exploiting weaknesses in the company's accounting software enabled the inaccuracies to remain undetected. And is it possible that nobody wanted to detect them in the first place? Disney reviewed their claims and determined that they're without merit. A Disney spokesperson criticized not only Cuba but also MarketWatch. Okay, Disney's coming out hard against it. Listen, Disney fired Sandra Cuba over this, and they are going to defend themselves pretty hard. So Disney's response is this. This former employee, who is fired for cause, has persistently made patently false claims for over 2 years. And then Mickey Mouse comes in. Oh, the claims she made to the company were thoroughly investigated and found to be utterly baseless. It is unfortunate that MarketWatch, which has been aware of the facts for months, knowingly and deliberately chose to give Ms. Cuba's unfounded claims a platform. Data Racer's having a lot of fun with this. Somebody tweets to him, "You are all crazy. A multinational company would never knowingly overestimate its revenue to artificially inflate its stock value. Shenanigans and ballyhoo, I say." Data Racer is hoping. He's hoping against hope that this is indeed the case. And other people are popping up on his timeline to kind of confirm that, including this person here. Let me see here, who said, "Oh shit. They had an accountant actually turn on them. I can't imagine the bribes and threats they threw her way. The projects I worked on were small fish in their huge pond, and there was still insane book cooking. I always wondered what the big projects look like. Well, they they look like $6 billion apparently." And Data Racer says, you know, look, my life was directly impacted by outsourcing. It ruined my father's career. So this is personal to him. This is important. He wants to chase this down. He responds, "I was not a part of that group, but there were a lot of people in Glendale, California that were affected. It didn't affect our team since we were making video games or apps." This guy's pretty interesting, as it turns out. He says, I don't have much of a story. And it's all hearsay. I have zero proof of anything. In 2012-2013, Disney greenlit what would eventually be known as Advanced Development within Imagineering, a blue sky R&D shop, research and development, to invent interactive experiences, attractions, and develop IoT devices. It was a good group of developers, and we made some great stuff, all of which was butchered in production. Tons of money disappearing, and in the end, product was the end product being a shallow husk of what we prototyped. But the money was never accounted for. The Playmation project spent over $35 million on marketing alone. Have you ever heard of it? I've never met a single person who has. There was supposed to be television commercials and YouTube commercials and so much more, but it only aired twice. Nothing sold. Warehouses piled up over holiday seasons, and stores marked the product down to 90% off and still couldn't sell any. I'm not exaggerating when I say nothing sold, and I mean nothing sold. The project was a complete disaster. And they marked it as, I can't see the rest of this here. We were greenlit for the next phase. Each year there would be a similar failure and a similar reported profit. I speculate that they release in November each year because that's right after their fiscal year has ended. So they have a full year to do accounting magic. Wow. And this right here is fascinating. He says the fact that parks and resorts were specifically mentioned with the year 2016 is everything I need to see. That's when Bob Chapek moved from president of consumer products to chairman of parks and resorts. That dude was shady as they come. Worked under him for 3 years. All right, so what about Miss Cuba? Filing claims with the SEC. They get thousands and thousands of these claims a year through their whistleblower program. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to open a formal investigation into the matter. Sad to say. Evidently, a spokesman for the SEC didn't even respond to Deadline.com's request for a comment on this. According to MarketWatch, Cuba first surfaced the irregularities internally in 2013. She didn't get a response. She made additional disclosures in late 2017 and filed a complaint with the Department of Labor. This all sounds like serious stuff. Why would somebody make this up? Alleging retaliation by the company for this. Disney told labor officials that Cuba was fired because she displayed a pattern of workplace complaints against coworkers without a reasonable basis for doing so, in a manner that was inappropriate, disruptive, and in bad faith. The media company told MarketWatch that Cuba had withdrawn her retaliation claim in 2018. However, since leaving the company, Cuba has filed 2 additional whistleblower claims laying out allegations of misstated revenue. So it's all very interesting. I mean, if you were a conspiracy-minded individual, which I am not. I'm only looking for the truth. I'm not looking for patterns and things. No, patterns don't add up to anything. You could look back to this March. Data Racer recalls theater manager says they had abnormal pre-sale no-shows for Captain Marvel's Thursday to Saturday opening. Do you remember the Captain Marvel Challenge? Where they were trying to raise money to buy tickets for underprivileged girls to sit and look at Brie Larson for 3 hours. And I actually criticized that. I said, that is not a charity. You are funneling money from people's hands straight into Disney's coffers. Why can't Disney just let these girls in for free? None of it made sense, and I got called a racist for that. But I get called a racist for everything, so it's no big deal. 25 prepaid tickets bought for each screening, none attended. 570 no-shows with no refund. Very, very, very peculiar indeed. Some articles were written about it. This is John F. Trent from Bounding into Comics. He said, we spoke to a movie theater manager who asked for anonymity. He told us they had exactly 25 no-shows for every showing of Captain Marvel on Thursday through Saturday. The manager told us this was definitely abnormal. Well, he did, in a way. He said, it's definitely not normal. This is great. John F. Trent, edit this. People usually show up when they pay for tickets. I'm not sure what it is. We've seen big groups not show up before, but they get refunds. Of course. Don't you want your money back? I asked whether or not these tickets were purchased in bulk, but that information isn't available. I'm not sure if they were bought all at once because Fandango doesn't give us that information, but exactly 25 no-shows for every show is probably statistically impossible. Yeah, that does sound peculiar. Exactly 25 no-shows. The manager would say, I would say it's someone trying to make the ticket sales look better than they really were. Yeah, indeed. Absolutely indeed. And this gentleman, again, has his witness statement of what he saw. The Captain Marvel report from my local theater is shocking. Out of 22 showings on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there were 570 empty seats from advanced ticket buyers who never showed up. Never showed up. Okay, he said this is 7 to 8 times higher than the normal rate of absentee advance ticket buyers. And this is the immediate end result. Variety is reporting Disney shares slip amid reported whistleblower allegations of inflated revenue. Shares of Disney began pairing gains for the day after this report was published, slightly after 3 p.m. Eastern. The stock ended up slightly Monday, less than 0.1%, but has since slid into negative territory after hours trading, down as much as 0.4%. The broader market finished the trading session in the green. The SEC declined to comment about this, and MarketWatch again also noted that Cuba had withdrawn her claim challenging her termination from her job. Do not go up against Disney. Cuba, just turn this over to the media and see if, if somehow, the truth can be drawn out. Do not single-handedly go up against the Disney Corporation. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. That's so dangerous. These people are, the mouse is bloodthirsty. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think about this. This is an ongoing story. I'm not sure what's going to come of it, but I'm just reporting it, the information that is being disseminated through the media right now. And I want to thank DataRacer117 again for rounding up a witness. That's pretty impressive, and rounding up the story. Thanks, everyone. Hey, please subscribe to this channel. Double check and make sure that you're still subscribed. We don't want to lose you here. We want you to be part of this family. But YouTube is doing funky things. YouTube's doing funky things. They're unsubscribing people without their permission, which I think is unfair and uncool, and I think it's criminal mischief on the level of Disney cooking the books. So check and see if you're still subscribed. Resubscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Thanks. Bye. Hey, I got a P.O. box. Want to send me some mail? Send it to Ethan Van Sciver, P.O. Box 607, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053. And I'll probably open it up on the live stream. Thanks very much, everyone. Hey, you want to follow me on Twitter? Are you sure? Well, if so, I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. That's at Ethan Van Sciver. See you there. Join the Fandom Menace and execute your own Order 66 with our incredible line of t-shirts, Soylo, a Soy Wars story, Tico, a Soy Wars story, and our brand new smoking hot Soy Wars Plan 9. Make a statement today. This is the only trilogy you'll ever need. The link is below in the description.